We begin with a promise that was made not in secret, but on the world stage. A promise that could shape the next decade of European security and global geopolitics. Here's NATO Security General Mark Rutte has told Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky that the NATO alliance, is prepared to fund Ukrainian war effort for the next 10 years if necessary. Here's a video I want you to watch.
NATO's commitment to Ukraine endures. And it is now in the summit declaration with a clear link to the money, and I think that is important for the next 5 to 10 years. Not that we expect the fight to take so long, but that whatever is necessary, we will keep you in the fight. So words matter, but it's not just words. We're also providing unprecedented practical and political support. And our partnership, I think, is for NATO one of our most substantial. And it means that we will also continue to provide extensive military assistance. Several nations at this table here today, and many other allies, have already made substantial pledges recently, including air defense systems, tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, artillery systems, drones, naval systems and munitions. So that is good news.
I mean, let's unpack this. I mean, what does this really mean? Because this statement came during a high-level summit in Vilnius, where NATO leaders gathered together to reaffirm their support for Ukraine, saying that we continue to support Ukraine. A strong and sovereign Ukraine is essential for Euro-Atlantic security. And Rutte emphasized that NATO must pivot towards a full war fighting readiness with more troops and more logistic and more ammunition. And it also means if the United States under Donald Trump pulls back, well, Rutte says, I'm quoting, if this new Trump administration is willing to keep supplying Ukraine, the bill will be paid by the European. Now let's talk about numbers, because yeah, they make a lot of promises, they want to pay a lot. Yeah, they've been paying a lot. Yes, let's talk about numbers. NATO allies are on track to deliver 40 billion euros in military aid to Ukraine this year alone. Yeah, just keep that in your head. 40. That's more than GDP of over 100 countries. And Rutte says they are ready to sustain this level of support for Ukraine for over a decade. If you do your maths, 40 times 10, yes, 400 billion. That's nearly €500 billion for one war. Just one war. Ukraine. I mean, for me, this isn't just about Ukraine. It's about NATO's new doctrine. Rutte says the alliance must be prepared for greater danger and violence in the decades. I mean, what does that mean? What does that really mean? Well, here's what it means. It means permanent forward for deployments. Yes, that's right. Expanding defense production. Yes, that's also right. And closer tie with Indo-Pacific partners, including Japan, South Korea, and Australia. This is a global security realignment. But why now? I mean, why now? Because the political wind is shifting. Donald Trump is back in the White House, and he's very skeptical about NATO, as we all know it. He wants Europe to pay more, and he wants them to do it fast. And Rutte's message is super clear, that Europe will pay even if America won't do it. They are ready to go for another 10 years. I mean, this has raised concern. Can Europe really afford a decade-long war economy? What happens if the support for Ukraine declines? And what if Ukraine's battlefield position doesn't really improve? What will happen then? Because already countries like Hungary and Slovakia are voicing concern, and France is also warning the team. Hey, what's going on, guys? I mean, if you look at this message is also a message for Russia and China. NATO is basically saying, we are not going anywhere. We are in this thing for a long haul. But it's also a message for Iran and North Korea as well, and other actors who also supporting Russia's war machine. And that means NATO is no longer a defensive alliance. It's becoming a strategic investor in a long-term conflict. And it means Europe is preparing for a future where peace is not a default, but it's an exception. And it means that the war in Ukraine is no longer about territory. It's about future global order.
If you are receiving this message, you are a part of the movement. Join Baraka to control the narrative on Newsroom.